As ecom store owners, we've all heard of a funnel, and most of us have built one, even if sometimes we don't know it. But how do we actually build a customer printing machine that can launch us from nothing to 50k per month in sales? Well, today we're going to do just that. My name's Joel, and I built a fashion brand for my university room to become an ASOS.com partner brand. And I've since worked as a growth advisor for over 100 teams, some of which you will have heard of by now. But most importantly for this context, I've been working in marketing for over 10 years, and funnels are what I use every single day to give my clients a consistent stream of customers, which can often change the founders' lives. So today we're covering what a funnel is. I'll show you how to map out a funnel, and you can just steal everything that works from me and apply it to your own business. And then critically, and you won't succeed without this part, I can show you how to optimize your funnel weekly so that you can hit your sales targets and make all your competitors jealous. So what is a funnel? Think of it as your customer's journey from never hearing of you to their first purchase with you to becoming a loyal repeat customer. Most founders already have a funnel, they've just never mapped it out. And that's why they can't see what's broken and what one small change could make them twice as much money. Let's imagine that our business is a river flowing with water. The water here represents all your potential customers. At the start of the river, they've never heard of you, and they come up against your first marketing campaign, which is represented by a dam in this river. This dam could be a paid ads campaign, an influencer campaign, it doesn't matter. So 90% of them are going to choose to ignore this campaign without interacting and carry on with their day. That's where this river splits. So 10% of them chose to interact or click through on this ad, which is them going further down your funnel until they hit your next dam, which is a product page. These are all hypothetical numbers, but let's just say that 5% of people who land on your product page then add to cart. So 5% of the water from this stage passes through. They then hit the checkout process, which is another dam. They then get confirmation emails from you once they've checked out, and after they've received the product, they start receiving marketing campaigns. These are all dams along the way, you get the point. So if we zoom out here and look at the numbers, let's say that you got 100k people to see your ad in the first place. And you end with 10 new customers who made a purchase, and they might be coming back to buy again if the product was right. It is our jobs as founders to make sure that there is as much water flowing through this river at each step as possible, and the end steps turn into actual real money. So you may have heard of something similar to this before. Alex Hormozi calls it the theory of constraints, which is the idea that every system is limited to a single bottleneck. Finding your bottlenecks and opening the floodgates is the highest leverage work that you can do in your business today, and I will die on that hill. If you had a huge breakthrough in operations, great, you've saved a big chunk of your expenses. But if you have a huge breakthrough in your funnel, you've just changed your business and potentially your life forever. The numbers really duplicate here. To actually grow and take your store seriously, 90% of your time, energy, and focus should be on marketing or this funnel specific. Now we know what a funnel is, let's actually build one to change your life. As stated in the title of this video, the goal with this funnel is to get to 50k in sales each month. And that's every single month, with repeat sales feeding into the next month, and the momentum of your business will be really picking up at this point. And I'm sure at the exact position you're in, you've already got some of these pieces of the funnel in place, but 99% of you won't have it optimized, or you wouldn't be watching this video, right? So here is the fully optimized perfect funnel that we are all hoping to achieve. With funnels, you can draw them top to bottom or from left to right. I've done left to right because I find it easier to read. And if you want a pro marketer's tip, the left-hand side of this is known as the top of the funnel. That is the awareness side of the funnel. So you're teaching people that your brand exists for the first time. The middle funnel is all about trust. It's showing your audience why they should buy from you over your competitors. And it's about moving them towards the bottom of the funnel, which is essentially buy my shit now. And then critically, there's the post-conversion funnel, which a lot of people forget about. And it's really important to build a brand that ends up growing itself and not needing marketing to deliver new traffic to the store every single month. So right at the top of the funnel, as a small brand, you are going to need 1 or 2 main top of funnel marketing channels. One mistake I see founders making all the time is trying to have 7, 8, 9 marketing channels. The more you try to win at, the less success you're going to have at any of them. We need to master a couple of channels rather than being okay at loads of them. And we can start to diversify when the money starts rolling in. And by the way, if you don't know which marketing channel is right for you to start with, you can watch this video here where I break down how to pick the exact perfect marketing strategy for your unique context. So to reach the end goal of 50K, we need to reverse engineer exactly how many people need to be fed into the top of this system and knowing the conversion rate at each step along the way so that we can predict how much money comes out the other end. So in this exact example, let's sell something that we would all love to sell because we know everybody wants it nowadays. Some trenbolone acetate, and it's £50 a vial in this example, although I think it's a little bit cheaper than that in real life. Not that I would know. There's 6.6 million impressions on the ads, and they've got a 1.5% click-through rate. You get 20k clicks on influencer ads each month. Realistically, you're going to need a lot more influencers than this to achieve this number. Unless you've got a budget to pay some larger accounts. This totals 120k visitors to your product page each month. 3% of those add to cart. 65% of those start checkout. 45% of those finish the checkout. This gives us 1,053 sales at the end of the month, which with our £50 product hits 50k per month in revenue, with a small amount left over for any returns, which with this exact product, probably not likely. And in terms of post-conversion, let's say there is a 30% monthly repeat purchase rate because people are loving it. So next month you can spend less on marketing to achieve the exact same result. And this is how you end up profitable, by the way. Reducing marketing spend, but retaining sales by post-conversion marketing. If you increase the number at the top of this funnel or any of the conversion statistics along the way, you will see how drastically it changes the end result. Now it's your turn. There's a link in the description below to get your own copy of this. You don't need to give your email or anything. You can just get your copy. I want you to open up this file alongside this video and chart out your current entire funnel. If you know the metrics and the numbers to attach to this, even better. If not, just seeing it all as one customer's journey is extremely useful. I'll let you pause the video and get that done. So this example funnel is your end goal, but having worked with hundreds of founders, I know that your funnel probably looks a little bit more like this. In most early funnels, it's the first few steps that are the issue. The marketing channels don't bring enough customers, which means we don't even get enough data to improve these later steps. So our main focus is to fix the first dam that is stopping the flow of water. And if this isn't your problem and you don't know which step is actually letting you down, then we just need to find the average conversion rates for your industry and make those your targets. Any that are underneath it, that's what you need to work on. A few lessons for you here so that you don't make the same mistakes that I see tons of store owners making. Bring in thousands of targeted traffic to your store every single day should be your only focus until we can move on to the later steps. There's no point improving your checkout flow if only 3 people actually get there. Another mistake is thinking that this is a one-time project. I need to get you in the right mindset here. Optimizing your funnel is a continuous process that happens week by week and will happen for the rest of your business's life. And that is why we need to set up weekly funnel testing sessions. So every Wednesday afternoon or whatever day it is, you block out 1 to 2 hours in your calendar where you sit down and we work on our funnel. It should look a little bit like this. Look at the numbers for each step, identify the bottleneck you need to work on, design and implement 1 to 3 tests to improve that step. Then the next testing session, we want to check in on the analytics to see if we made an improvement, and we never stop repeating this process. At At the start, you're making pretty big changes. You're adding new funnel steps, you're rebuilding websites, etc. But then when you get some good numbers, it turns more to tiny changes where you're chasing 0.5% improvements, 1% improvements. You will soon learn to love this feeling of making those tiny little gains, because that tiny change will drastically change the end result. And it'll shock you how quickly this starts to add up, and it starts to feel like you're really onto something. You just need to stay consistent through the first slow stages. This is the battleground where the fight is won or lost. Another pro tip: simplification is so important here. Always start by removing a step in the funnel to fix something rather than adding one. It works way more often than you think it's going to, and it means one less thing that you need to worry about and optimize and work on. Some data from Amazon here. Every single click that the customer has to make on the journey of purchasing reduces the traffic by 16%. So the total clicks needed needs to be the smallest number possible, while still giving that customer enough for them to actually desire purchasing the thing. Okay, you've mapped out your entire funnel, and let's say it's clear that your first hurdle is getting people into that funnel. If this is you, then watch this video here where I walk you through choosing and mastering the right marketing channel to fill your funnel.